was just speaking on Joe Judge. Two things on that. We learned from Jabril Peppers a couple of days ago that Joe was more involved with the offense than the defense, or really special teams in New York. They had one of the worst offenses in the league that by the end of the year, even after firing Jason Garrett, was the worst. Secondly, in 2019, you mentioned that the coaching some of the receivers got from Joe Judge in his first year in that position was lackluster, where they weren't a huge fan of that. Is there anything more you can add to that before we get into maybe there's a reason for optimism here? Sure.
With Joe Judge, again, I got to know him in his first go round here, and he's not first of all, the constant disclaimer, like him, had great conversations with him, certainly would respect his football mind, his acumen, and I'm not surprised he got a crack at a head job because of the cut of his jib. But he coached wide receivers, and during that season, I was told that there were wide receivers who were unhappy with the coaching they were getting, to the point where they felt as if Joe Judge didn't know more than them. And there were blow-ups at practice, or at least one that I know of, in which a receiver said, "You don't know what you're talking about. Not what you're looking for." Additionally, I think Joe has a great ability to portray confidence. And I was told by folks who, within the organization, who said, Joe does a great job of presenting himself confidently, and then he gets into something and you don't always have the same confidence. You start to realize that guys aren't being prepared in the way that you expected. So Bill has put an awful lot on his plate. He's a capable guy, smart guy, young guy, persuasive guy. But I wonder if he's been thrown into the deep end coaching a second-year franchise quarterback for a dynasty a little too hastily.
And it's interesting the way you frame that, too, because I assume you heard that about Judge. You're going to be confident going in, and then once the bleep hits the fan, you're going, that was around 2019 or before then? Because that, to me, sounds like his Giants experience, no? Nails the interview with that ownership group. They love him. They stick through him all the way until that bizarre press conference at the end of last season, and he can't talk his way out of, sticking around for a third year and gets canned.
Yeah. You look at that 2019 season, and certainly you had Brady in his final year with the team, and the Patriots didn't do an awesome job of bringing guys in, but it was Edelman, Hogan.
No, we had N'Keal Harry,
Etienne Dorsett, Harry, Myers, Sanu joining the team midway through. And Sanu couldn't find his ass with both hands. And that's a guy who was in the league for 8 years and didn't know really where to go. Yeah. So what's lacking there? Why aren't those guys able to get up to speed quickly enough to learn things? Some of it's on Brady being a prick, maybe. And some of it's on the player himself. Maybe some of it's on McDaniels. But there's a position coach with whom the buck does stop.